Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for August 2011. Now I think you're going to enjoy certain aspects of this month because there's a lot of chatting going on, a lot of perhaps running hither and thither, socializing, making connections, and that could be over the wires as well. Some contacts could be quite unusual or inspiring, or you're clubbing together with others in a kind of a sort of a team, with a team spirit there, or for a common aim, a common goal. And this could be other humans, or it could be, you linking with kind of higher energies and feeling the collective, some sort of collective around you, the many hands to help. There could be the odd moment of delay or perhaps feeling a bit blocked related to property matters or anything to do with ongoing improvements for work or projects at home that you're doing from home or at home. But on another level, this may be that your deeper sentiments are bubbling up to the surface more often, especially when in private discussion with someone close, nearest and dearest. And you could be feeling a bit nostalgic at times, maybe thinking about past. More, it's likely to be more interchange with family, the dynamics between you and other members of the family, or extended family, or tribe, or those in the neighborhood. So a kind of connecting there. But there's a really lovely, friendly, a warm energy in that area there. And if you're on the move, then you'll very, very much enjoy, I think, being on the move with somebody else and kind of appreciating things together, or just appreciating the scenery around, and also hearing sometimes things that really do lift your spirits, really do pick you up, from those that you're meeting and greeting with or whatever. And also romantic connections, they might not be far away for some of you, and as I say, you likely hear certain things that brighten your day, Gemini. Now, your ruling planet Mercury is going to be retrograde from the 3rd until the 26th, and that means it's going to be a good time for you to think things through, maybe about your overall direction now, maybe to do with property, things going on with the property, but also property exchange, and that could be kind of renting and as well as buying and selling, but also your intuition giving you strong guidance at this time. So some reflection and some listening to that intuition is advised, but also listening to your own emotional guidance as well is advised as you are weighing things up. But nothing seems to be completed during this phase. It's almost as though certain things are up in the air or hanging fire, it's almost like a waiting sort of feeling going on, and that's around maybe property or a family member or your domestic circumstances or your place on the map. But from the 26th, well, then it all starts to kind of start to slot together. From the 26th, things should start to be clearer, tick along more smoothly, and you should start to feel more clarity and more confidence from then on. So you might want to be initiating changes and improvements in your home space, or to do with your outside space, and you're quite keen to maybe get your hands on certain stuff, and whether that is anything to do with better equipment, things to improve your home comforts, or it might be to do with health-related stuff like nutrition, better diet, better quality things to put through your body. Or if you are concerned about health, then that might not just be your own, that might be the health of another as well. Good time for gathering in resources or protecting the resources that you've got, or thinking about resources, and those resources might not be supplies. It might be money, it might be property, it might be possessions. So you may be taking steps to, quite literally, to improve health, fitness, your own, someone else's, but also buying, selling, negotiating, maybe very much on your mind, looking at the cash flow, considering your position with all of this. Physical effort may be needed from you to get things organized related to a property, finances, a space, other possessions, large or small, any other bit of kit, or a bit of territory that needs your decisive, realistic action to be more how you'd like it to be, or to be improved. So maybe you're sorting out a space, and maybe you're getting practical things done like that, but also you want to do more to fill the piggy bank, or to spread resources, or maximize your chances, or capitalize on what you've got going for you. And that's not just external things, that can be your own talents, your own abilities, your own skills. And this can be a time when you can harvest what you've seeded previously as well, or you're just maintaining that, you're protecting that, you're ongoing with all of that. Now, every month I talk about the slower moving planets from Jupiter outwards, and so I'll just go over those again. They don't move very much month to month, but it's worth mentioning them, especially for people who aren't familiar with them all. So at the moment Jupiter is in the sign before yours, and it is in a background area of your life. It's going to be there for about 12 months, just under 12 months. Jupiter is going to be helping you to grow most through, it's in the house of higher service, so it's going to be helping you to grow most through providing that higher service in some way, or putting your own schedule or wishes or desires on one side, getting out of your own way just because you know it needs to be done and you're there to do it. Also growing through inner work, study maybe, efforts made from behind the scenes, beavering away at a project behind the scenes. Learning through doing is a thing of Jupiter, so quietly, in the wings, doing stuff, doing also things which nurture you, which in some way help you to feel better, and that's also quite a sort of low-key sort of a way behind the scenes. Facilitate something that you believe will help others, or be a bridge for someone else. Taking more time for inner reflection, though, perhaps healing activities, spiritual activities, artistic activities, fantastic for that. If it's around health, then this can be a time, again, to get that sorted, gather the information you need, and work with whatever it is, the remedy, the medicine, the energies, and can be to do with a special relationship, that this is going on between you and somebody else behind the scenes. But really this cycle of Jupiter is going to be expanding your ability to be giving more time and understanding to something or someone worthwhile in your life. And that also includes you. Now, Saturn, another slow-moving planet, will continue its transit of Libra until autumn 2012. This is for us all, wherever Saturn is, that's where our challenges are, that's where we've got to be the most consistent. And in this Saturn cycle, you're learning slowly how to overcome barriers to any activity you find empowering, fun or self-expressive, or hanging out with lovers or children. There's kind of limits put on this. There's some sort of limiting influence on this. So you've just got to be that little bit more persevering to kind of jump through hoops or overcome hurdles and be organized related to time spent with romantic partners, children, animals, any creative pursuit, speculative projects as well, you kind of putting your money on something, but don't forget to hedge your bets as well. And anything which you just find fun and entertaining, and there's just this limiting influence, so you've just got to be more persevering. Also with any creative activity or leisure pursuit or hobby, you're slowly building, you're slowly learning, you've just got to be regular with it, methodical, gather in maybe more information even if you can't go at it full on, and piece it together piece by piece, step by step. Those of you who were involved in the arts or the leisure industry, promotional or performance type activities, you again ditto, you've got to be more self-disciplined, more focused, take the long view. Nothing happens quickly wherever Saturn is. Now Uranus, a very different type of energy to Saturn, has finished its previous 7-year cycle in your area of general life direction and career, and it's transiting a very progressive area. It really likes this area. It harmonizes really well with this area. It should work a lot better from this new area. And this is related to your hopes and dreams and the progress you want to be making in life, but also it will just help. It will accelerate things in a certain way to help you transform and change and step into new conditions. Uranus works very well from this very sociable part of your solar chart, so it's going to emphasize group efforts or you getting connected in with a very different type of people, a club, a group, an elite, a clique. Getting to know also about the weird and the wonderful and the strange and the alternative and the eco-friendly as well, very much with this position of Uranus. Doubtless you'll be hanging out with a very different set of people, either in person or over the wires, and be more exposed to even groundbreaking technologies or influences or ways to do stuff which are going to get you thinking on a very, very different track. Uranus rules electricity and technology as well as kind of light energy. So, you could be getting more involved with anything in those sorts of areas too. And yes, and also there's kind of intermittent blinking off and on feeling with Uranus. So it might mean that you have intermittent access or intermittent dabbling with these things, but that's okay with you because you're very versatile and you like to have a finger in more than one pie. And you Geminians born in the first 6 days or with 6 degrees of Gemini rising are going to feel this vibration most strongly this month. Now Neptune has transited back into Aquarius and will be there until next February. So that means a teaching may come to you which renews your faith, and that might be through a situation where you really got to have faith. You really got to take an ideal and then say, okay, let's apply this and let's actually see what happens. So that kind of teaching could renew your faith in a divine order, and that there is an order, in fact, and nothing is chance, nothing is accident, nothing is for nothing. So, renews your faith, helps you to be aware of this other level, but also in another way it can work is that you start coming up, your imagination is triggered, you start coming up with imaginative solutions, creative ideas, which maybe even could be very persuasive or promote something also. So the universe is really going to help trigger that part of your potential. And you Geminians born in the last 2 days or with the last 2 degrees of Gemini rising are going to feel this influence most strongly this month. And for many years to come, Pluto is quietly in the background underpinning a slow gear change where your deeper emotions are concerned, your affinities, how you bond, and maybe there's some letting go of the past with this one, very likely actually, and it's bringing in a deeper awareness, maybe of your deeper needs, but also another way it can work is that you get a deeper understanding of anything which is occult or to do with the other side, but definitely you understanding that there's more to reality than meets the eye. And in general, Pluto is dismantling slowly. It's a natural process. It's dismantling old conditions, and that might be related to property. It might be related to finances, but actually joint finances, joint property, inheritance, corporate business, where you are relying on another and another and relying. So it's kind of reciprocal, and it's gear changing. It really is gear changing there, and it's likely that radical changes in society at large, and large-scale economic or political or educational or medical organizations or Mother Nature herself could be part of this picture, those areas through which you are doing this slow energy change and evolving. And you Geminians born 23rd of May to the 27th, or with 2 to 6 degrees of Gemini rising through this influence most this month. And from the 23rd, the focus will be on family, base of operations, wherever you are, family members, family dynamics, extended family, also a neighborhood, a locality, and maybe centered around also, where you're emotionally anchored inside, and that particularly will start moving forward more freely from the 26th onwards, and that's it for August. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It will add to or subtract from what I've said here, and I'll see you the next time.